Derek, is Simon here for?
Don't know that yet. It's still a warm-up decision tonight on who can play between those two. Neither are probably 100%. So we'll see post-game tonight.
Has there been any further discussion about
No.
changing the status of?
No.
Is Luff going to play tonight?
Luff is in tonight. Yep. Adam's close. Ernie, we expect to have him on Saturday.
With Simon, I mean, what's the advantage in keeping him up here for, like, let's just say the next night?
Probably the process, being able to work with our staff here, being with, Bob, development with our coaches, what we're doing. We do run different systems than GR. So just more being around our process, our coaches, I think both are valuable, playing a ton down there versus what he plays here in our process. So I think something we'll evaluate down the stretch.
Is it also up here, I mean, just taking it into the summer of how much he has to train to?
Yeah, potentially. That's that balance for sure. Yes.
You, as someone who's coached, just thought process on that for me. You've mentioned GR uses some different systems. As someone who's coached in the AHL before, is it something where?
That's a great question. I would prefer similar systems. I know I was forced into it in Iowa with Bruce Boudreau. I didn't know how I felt about it, and it was the right thing to do. It was aces. So, but they have different teams. Benny's an experienced coach. I don't think we'd ever put that on an American Hockey League coach. Personally, I don't think I would strictly mandate it, but I see a huge value in it. We didn't do it in Tampa, and there were some times it frustrated us, but it's to each their own, and it's something I'd say probably half the teams mandate you do it, half the teams don't. I really believe in the freedom of the American Hockey League coach to coach his team the way he wants.
So Bruce had more of a, you guys will do this.
Yep, that was a organization mandate, and it wasn't end be all. It was suggested, and we did it, and I really enjoyed it. It even got me out of my comfort area a little bit, running Bruce's structure and system, but it was good, and learning from Bruce. I mean, Bruce is top of the profession. It was beneficial, but it was beneficial for the players. Those call-ups, we had a couple instances in Tampa where we literally almost played a guy in the playoffs, and he didn't know our retrieval spots from our neutral zone coverage. Probably not what you want, but again, American Hockey League coach to win, coach his team, develop. That's the way I feel about it.
Huso,
Huso is dealing with something he's been dealing with of late. So Neto's coming up tonight. So Vili's unavailable for us, and he'll be in evaluation phase here for a couple of days, see where we go forward with it. Lower body.
With Magnus then getting the start in tonight, just 2 straight games for him, how much do you like that for him? And
He played well the other night, and maybe some momentum off that. It's tough for a backup goalie to get rhythm. It's always a tough task, not playing for a week, 10 days at times, always getting the back-to-back assignment like he did the other night. So opportunity for him to get in there back-to-back. Expect him to play well.
I think you talked about it before, but it's just for a backup goalie, it does take a special type of guy to do something like that, right?
There's a mental fortitude towards it. It's a reality of it. You got to get good practice reps. You may not see game action for a while, and then there's expectations when you get in there. It is a tough spot.
With him, as he's a guy on no waivers, joins you. You don't even first year like we have 3 goalies. We don't. When you look at kind of how he's basically taken that spot and your confidence, what's it been like to kind of watch when you look back at that from? This guy shows up. Steve made a waiver claim to now.
He's done a great job with it. There's moments that you want back, like the second goal the other day. I honestly do not know what he was doing, but he fought back from it and played extremely well. And he's given us a chance every single night in some really tough situations, and he'll continue to do the same. So I think it's a credit to him the road he traveled, even the adversity of this year, going through 2-3 teams, the waiver claim, being here in a unique situation for almost a month with 3 goalies. And he got what he deserved, and that's playing time in the net again tonight.
Derek, did you ask him, or did you kind of like just the goalie coach kind of?
I let the goalie coach, but I was interested in this one. So we'll leave that internal. And again, I love the way he fought back, and overtime, he was a huge difference, and even the shootout. And goalies have different performances in shootouts. He made some really good saves and a couple of really great moves. So he deserved what he got. It was a great win the other night for him.
In general, I've seen some coaches who have gone full blanket. They're goalies. The goalie coach only handles it. Some are more hands. Where do you kind of fall? Not when you have a specific question like the other night, but in general. I let our coaches coach, especially our goalie coach. Again, goalie background. I played in college. Even early in my coaching career, different levels, you had to wear every hat. I was the goalie development guy. But the level of detail, today's goalie coach, I can't touch that, so I don't. But I will be a little more cognizant of goalies' practice, what reps look like, what a practice design looks like, where we build around the goalie a little bit. But yeah, the goalie coach it's such a specialized, specific position now. It's all in the goalie coaches. With your goalie background, how far back do you have to go for the last time you faced a shot?
Yeah, so I did, and my hip almost came out. I'm still dealing with hip issues. Father-son game not too long ago, actually the Red Wing game in Traverse City back in the day, and I have growing and hamstring issues from both. And that's not exaggeration.
Coach, how's Jake Wallman played for you this year?
Been great.
What made you think he'd be a fit?
Well, he has tools that translate. You guys, I'm sure, saw the same thing in St. Louis. He can skate, he can shoot. I think there's probably some inconsistencies in his game. What I like about Jake is his dedication to the D side of the game. He's getting D stops. He loves the matchup versus top pairs. You see the odd rush from him. You see the odd blue line offense, creativity, goal. But for me, it's been his defense. We broke down the other night. Typical St. Louis. Great job going through F3. They hit the back guy. Crew comes in and takes a bomb, and he eats it. Like, those are the things defensively that he's been doing, and he's been just managing his game better. Even early on, he caught up ice for an odd man or the egregious turnover. He's just managed his game better. He's been great for us. Still a small body of work, but he's been really good for us.
Hey, Derek, as award season kind of nears, what does the modern Norris winner look like in your mind?
I want guys that can play two-way. I know that trophy, and all are deserving. I mean, it's amazing what some of these numbers are from D this year, but I really think it's still the two-way. I really don't like when it's just offensive base. Really don't like that. I don't know why it bothers me, because we had Victor there, Hedman, and I really felt he was the guy every year because of his two-way game, but someone would outpoint him by 8, 10, 12 points or more offensively, and I'm comparing those two, and I would take that guy in our zone more than the other guy. So I think it's an offensive award now, which is unfortunate. I really would like to see the two-way D a little more rewarded.
Should we have a best defensive forward award? Should we have a best?
Maybe, yeah. I'm one game over 500 in this league, and my first year, I don't think I'm going to be mandating. I don't think Gary wants to hear from me on awards.
Maybe next year.
Maybe someday. All right, thanks, guys.